I'm Diana DeRosa, and I'm speaking with Piper Klemm, who lives in Connecticut and is the host of the podcast show, The Plaidcast. But Piper, you've chosen a specific episode, so I want you to share that with our audience.
Absolutely. We submitted the episode with Jim Hagman, who's a trainer in California. And Jim has devoted his whole career to bettering the sport, and he's done it in a number of different ways. And he's really been kind of agile over the years as things have changed. He's tried new things, he's introduced new programs, and he's been really thoughtful and creative his entire career. And that commitment to education is something that I really believe in and is a common theme of all the projects I work on. So I thought it was a great interview, and I thought we all had something to learn from it.
I have to tell you that that's kind of what I loved about it, that you chose someone specific, because it shows what you can do with podcasts. You can get out information about different people, but I actually want to hear your perspective. What do you think is so great about you doing this podcast and podcasts in general?
I've always loved podcasts. I was a very early adopter to listening to podcasts, and then I always thought there should be a Hunter Jumper specific one because that's my home and those are my people within the industry. And it really came out of I thought I asked everyone to do one, and I was like, I'll pay for it. Like someone else needs to do it, and no one did it. And so finally, in 2016, which was still relatively early in podcast space, we started the Plaidcast, and it was really a hit off the bat. I have so many great interviews that I have turned into articles, and like hearing these people talk and tell their stories, like you can communicate so much in print media, which obviously I love, but that directly listening to them tell their own stories, I think there's just nothing like it. And I love that we really get a mix. We are able to talk to people about current issues. For example, like yesterday, we recorded an episode that came out today because I had some questions on current topics that I wanted to ask someone. And so um, it's really this mix of people's careers and history, and you can kind of talk about anything you want. But if you want to get into real details, really complex topics, and have conversations, and all of us are traveling so much. I love, obviously, I love film, I love reading, but at the end of the day, those aren't conducive to traveling or while you're doing laundry or cooking dinner. And podcasts allow us to spend the time when we're doing something else, sitting on the airplane or all of these other things to think about things and be educated and be more part of our horse community.
Well, I think those comments are all great and so true. And the beauty here too is that it can be the most famous person in the world, but it can also be that backyard person that just loves a horse, and you can share their story because they're all interesting. Well, I want to thank you very much for chatting with me. Do you have any last words you'd like to say?
I just think everyone should bring themselves up and do everything they can to learn as much as they can and to help the people around them learn as much as they can and be inspiring and positive to each other. And we are all in this together. And I love when we act like that and work together.
Your advice is powerful and so true. So thank you again. And I am Diana DeRosa, reporting for both the Tryon International Film Festival and the Equus Television Network.